It's been a long week, dead on my feet, I'm in it deep. Could use a break, some time away, go out and play. Let's go. So come on and get ready, come on and get ready. And giddy up, let's go have some fun, live it up, put your heels on. Red lipstick, put your hair down, raising your glass to a good.
Hello, social media. Welcome to Lakita T. Sharp's famous exclusive inspirational channel. Welcome to one of the greatest shows in the universe. So I welcome you. I am so happy that you guys are here. So I welcome you. This is going to be a good conversation, a very good conversation because it needs to be had. And you guys check out all of my books over at Amazon.com. There are over 100 books for you to choose from over in my name at Amazon.com. And also, if you want to bless my ministry and support the channel, feel free to do so. So I am here to say to you that a person shouldn't be judged by the way they're dressed when it comes to getting help, getting government assistance and help. You know, in the process of my life, over the years of my life and going, you know, before I was called into ministry, when I got sick and had to apply for my disability or whatever like that, when I got sick and taken ill with, you know, mental illness and stuff like that, you know, it was like, you know, people was like, well, you can't go dressed like how you dress because they might not, you know, they might not see you as disabled, or they might not see you as, being sick or whatever like that. So basically it's like I had to dress a certain way in order to be able to get, you know, awarded for, you know, having money that I worked for, you know, and stuff like that. So the point, what I'm trying to say is that, you know, you might, and then over the course of my life, when going through financial situations, and when I seek government assistance and government help and stuff like that from like Salvation Armies and different places and government assistance, right? Well, you know, it's like you felt like you had to dress a certain way because if you come in dressing nicely, they may think you don't need help. You know, many people are going through this right now where they have to dress down in order to get help because they're afraid to dress, you know, however they're dressed, like, you know, dress like how I'm dressed, because they feel like they're going to get, they're going to get, like, people going to think, you know, hey, this person don't need help. Look at the way they look. But you can't judge a book by its cover. You can't really judge a person by the way they look, not knowing if they need help. You know, because a person can be sick and they look really good. You know, a person can be, you know, going through and needing help, and they can have on a tuxedo, and they can feel a certain way. They could be going through things, you know, they could be, as soon as I said that, a man just walked out the restaurant dressed like a business suit and everything like that, but he could possibly need help. He can be sick, or he could be needing help with bills. He could be needing help with, you know, going through what he's going through and going through, you know, what he's dealing with or whatever like that. So you can't really go by with the way, you know, a person look, and I want to change that in the world. You know, government assistance, you know, people shouldn't be able to look a certain way only, you know, because you may think just because they look the way they look that they don't need help. You know, even, you know, the person can be like, you know, a person can be like in the nicest house, the nicest house or whatever like that, and they can still need help. You know, they can be driving the nicest car and they can still need help. You know, something can be wrong with them mentally, physically, whatever the case may be, or they might be going through. Do you feel pressured, like when you needing help from, you know, government assistance, Salvation Armies, or different places or whatever like that, or, you know, going for disability, or you going for all these different places for government? You feel like you have to be a certain way. You got to wear hand-me-downs in order to get your assistance, in order to get help. You know, do you feel that way? Have you been through that situation? Put it in the comments below. Let's start this conversation. Like, shouldn't that change, where people should be able to, you know, come as they are? You know, in Jesus, when it comes to church, even church should be that way, where you shouldn't be judged by the way you dress because of the way you look or whatever like that. You should be able to come as you are. You know, some churches are like that as well. Like, they want you to, you know, maybe you can't wear your lipstick. Maybe you can't wear your, you know, your hat. Maybe you can't, they don't want you to have on like tattoos, or they don't want you to have certain things. But God is like, I accept you for who you are. You know, sometimes we can be in churches and they kind of like, you know, strict, you know, and God is not like that. God is free. God is open. You should be able to be yourself. Put it in the comments below. Do you feel pressured to dress a certain way or be a certain way just to show up at church? That's a conversation in itself. So people shouldn't be judged by the way they dress when it comes to, you know, government assistance and going to church. There you go. There you go. There you go. So, you know, put it in the comments. Let's start this conversation. You know, and I've been through that. I've been through that over the course of my life. You know, I've been through that, you know. So you can't always, you know, go by, you know, judging really, you know, by a person way they look, because they could possibly need, you know, help, or, you know, whatever that's going on with them. So yes, that is the conversation. You know, I met a woman. You met a woman when I was going through or whatever like that, needed help with bills, and I met her at the Salvation Army, and she's like, man, I gotta dress like this. I don't normally look like this. You know, I gotta dress a certain way because they may think I don't need it, and I need the help. You know, so yeah, so people are, this is real talk. People are going through, people are feeling the way they're feeling. They are going through this thing, you know. So I'm just here to say to you that you are not alone. You are not alone. I have been there. I have been in that situation, you know, and it is what it is, but that needs to be changed. That needs to be changed, you know, almost as if, you know what else needs to be changed too? Is that when you get an apartment, you got to have 3 times the rent. 3 times the income in order to get apartment, you know, or, you know, to get help or whatever like that. So that should be changing too as well, you know, so people can be able to, you know, get their apartments and be able to, you know, move in to their homes or whatever without having all these restrictions and all those different things. So that's something that needs to change in the world as well. Put it in the comments below. Let's talk. All right. So you guys, I love you guys. You guys are great. You guys are totally awesome. Totally great. So I would see, how is your day going? It's hot where I am, and you know, I'm out about to, you know, do work and about to drink some delicious juice. Get some cold juice. I'm just in the mood for some cold drinks. So anyway, that's the conversation, and let's get it started. I love you guys. I will see you guys in the next video. We are the chosen ones. We do right. We live right. We make a lot of mistakes, but we are the chosen. We are the chosen ones. I will see you in the next video. Bye.